Hello ladies and gentlemen, in today's video we are going to discuss and in fact answer the question that I am receiving probably the largest number of times on stream, but also a lot in YouTube comments, and this question goes as follows: what opening should I learn? And as much as it hurts me to say this, the question already is a really bad one in the way how it is phrased, because there is a missing S from the opening, and this is going to make a large difference because we cannot talk about openings in singular ever. The reason for this is because somehow people have this mentality when they enter their chess journey that they learn an opening and then they play that and then they master it, and then that's the road to chess mastery. And that is only true, and even then it's a partial true, if you dedicate your entire chess life to system openings, which I very strongly not recommend. On the contrary, in this video is going to be a little bit of a sort of a mind map. I'm going to lay out for you what I think is the ideal path for you to follow in order to develop healthy habits and approach openings in the most appropriate fashion. So this is what I would like you to consider. Instead of doing learning and trying to master one opening, a system opening, I recommend you to try as many as you can possibly think of. And when you hear that, you go like, whoa, but then I'm going to lose every single game in the opening. Really? So you are telling me that you are playing against opening experts exclusively, and if you are an 1100, then playing against another 1100 or a 1200 or a 1300, God forbid, they are going to smash you in the opening? Really? I don't think so. But if the answer to that question is a yes, they would trash me in the opening, there comes the second biggest learning that I really want you to take away from this video, and that is the following. In order to be an efficient opening player below about 1900, really, you much more need to rely and focus on your opening principles than on opening theory. And so, if you have a good understanding of basic chess principles, especially in the opening, which is development, central control, king safety, and a few more, then you will be set. If you don't, then playing a lot of and a large variety of openings is going to allow you to actually hone these important principles to perfection, or at least begin to improve on them, rather than, oh, I will need to start learning blah opening and play it 7,000 times and that will be fine. You're not going to learn a single thing from that at all. So at first it might be very scary, because really opening theory and openings in general, if they are played well and they are played in the spirit of what I'm talking about now, for all intents and purposes are best compared to an inverted pyramid. And you are entering the pyramid on the very wide top. So imagine that you play d4, and we're not talking system openings. So we need to now find an answer to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 moves. That feels like so overwhelmingly large. But as soon as you start moving into opening territories, you realize that the number of moves that are semi-decent or decent will gradually narrow down. After c4, you will only have to worry about takes, not really worry, but think about takes, c6, e6, e5, and that's pretty much it. So now we almost halved our potential opening variations. Let's say your opponent is a player who plays a Slav. After knight f3, almost everyone plays here knight f6. The only other decent move is e6, and there is a sideline with dc. So we already narrowed it down from an extremely wide beginning to 3 moves on move 3. Of course, there will be occasions when you need to do more, but the idea is to expose yourself to these openings. Another reason why you should do this, by the way, is because when you are in the beginning of your chess journey, you don't have a style, because you hardly played any chess games. You may have a liking for being a positional player or a tactical player, an aggressor, a defender, you name it. But unless you actually expose yourself to a large variety of openings and therefore great variety of structures, you have zero chance to figure out who you are and what you represent on the chessboard. And so if you start playing a system opening, and I purposely am trying to avoid bashing the London in this video because I have done that enough already, so I'm not going to do that again. But any other system opening you pick, then very likely you will not be able to figure out your actual style and therefore what opening would suit it. So, in summary, I very much would like to encourage you to go out there and play a broad opening repertoire, trying to aim for main lines. If you are an e4 player and your opponent plays c5, embrace it. Go open Sicilian. Oh, but they will smash me. Really? We have already had this discussion. Based on what? Their amazing 1100 level of knowledge of the Najdorf? Unlikely, right? And once again, if you know that you need to develop and put your pieces where they belong, then it's extremely unlikely that you are going to lose a game in the opening, because anyone can do this with white that I just did now, right? Provided that we are well versed with the necessary chess and opening principles in order to be successful. And sure enough, you will lose the odd game here and there, but again, they will be lost not because they out-prepared you or because of their immense knowledge of the structure. It's because you will be falling into a trap that was there because we betrayed basic chess principles. So, please, try this. Engage. Just go out there, play openings, play everything you can think of. Go with, you know, an open mindset. And take on board the King's Indian, take on board the Grimfeld. But I don't know how to play the King's Indian. Oh, really? Okay, well then put your pieces in the center. Look, I'm going to do now something that I would do if I didn't know better how to play against the King's Indian. Knight out, bishop out. I don't even know what they do. Push. I don't even know what they do. Develop. Surely this cannot be bad. Is it theoretical? No. Is it the best? No. Did I follow basic chess principles? Yes. Is it going to be good enough for a reasonably high rating level? Most definitely. And now you get a very curious and interesting structure that you might want to explore. And so your learning begins. And afterwards you can look it up and figure out immediately what you were meant to do simply by just clicking on the database button and look up the opening that you played. And this way you are definitely going to land on the most fertile ground as far as your development concerned, especially in terms of openings and understanding structures. So what opening should you play? All of them, or at least a lot of them, so that you can actually learn, understand chess as a whole rather than tunnel visioning onto one thing and disallow yourself to explore this beautiful game that chess is. So I don't want to go into the details of any openings because I have already made a video on that one. And if you are curious about recommendations, please check out my Amateur's Mind 1 or 2 is about opening choices. Here I just wanted to give you the reasonable and what I consider to be the best answer to this question. Please note, it's my opinion and I totally am okay with the fact that you might disagree with, but this is what I think is the best philosophy, especially if you are starting out on your chess journey. Try a lot of things, learn from all of them, and take it from there. I hope that you found this little explanation helpful. And on that note, I'm going to let you go now. Please be sure to check the like button, or rather press the like button. Please subscribe, and I will see you again in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.